Okay, here's the G Street over here. This is looking north. These are the baseball field, and they're redoing some of the baseball fields. There's the football stadium there. Here are the portables back this way. North parking lot was over that way, so we'll come back this way. And so there were like soccer fields and things over this way, but the baseball fields are over here, and they're being redone. Portables, the swimming pool. So here's the backside of the gyms over this way. We'll come back over here, and next video we'll pick up over here by the swimming pool. Okay, picking back up, they are redoing the baseball fields here. So you have the football field, the baseball field, and then there's the courts. Here's the back side of the pool. They used to have two diving boards. They had a high dive and a low dive. And water polo used to practice over in here. You can still see where the pads are here for the diving boards. Took those out years ago. I learned how to dive here. Spent lots of summers sitting over here on this pool and hanging out. Again, there's Little Mountain in the background there, and then the San Bernardino Mountains further up. Coming back around this way, as I recall, this is the backside of the boys' locker room. This was the boys' locker room here, and the girls' locker room was over here. And again, access to the pool here. Ron Shrimp was the aquatics guy, and then Gene was the weightlifter guy. He worked over here in the boys' locker room.
How you doing?
Not bad. All right, so this was the boys' locker room. The girls' locker room here. And then we come back over here into the quad. This is the back side of the cafeteria. You can see people hanging out there. There's these peg things on the wall. They seem a lot higher, because I was awful damn short back then, but I remember they had these things where you would get a piece of dowel and you'd have to stick it in one and then pull up with that arm and then grab the next one and climb up that wall. But Christ, this thing's probably 7 feet up in the air already. The top of this is easily 6.5 feet up. This is where the vending machines used to be, inside of that building there. I don't know if they still are. And again, back side of the cafeteria. Here is where I spent a lot of my time, in this building here. Not too long ago, they put in, this is the back side of the Performing Arts building, WPA project. One of the guys that retired from the school district said they just put this ramp in not too long ago. And so, which kind of negates loading big things into the scene dock. But it looks like these are removable. Yeah, these two here are removable, so you can get large pieces in and out of the scene shop. Here's the band room. We used to have a big cardinal painted on the wall there. And again, this is the back side of the women's gym. I guess they called it the girls' gym. Here are the handball courts. Cruz Navarez was the English teacher when I was here from 72 to 76. And he actually, nobody ever used these things, but he would come in here and get a bunch of handballs. And if you gave him your student ID, you could check out a handball and play handball. You can see the relationship to the women's locker room and the pool. The tennis courts are back here. We'll come around the back side of this building here. This was the choir room. Sylvia Husky taught here. And then this was the back side of the Performing Arts building. The steps were here, and I think the ramp was here. The doors are too high. That always had to be there, yeah. That's the door leading into the choir room, and that's a corridor that leads between the choir room and the band room and the rest of it. Spent lots of lunch time. Sharon, if you're watching this, and all the band geeks and theater people, this is where we hung out here on these stairs, sometimes during lunch. Audio visual was down in the middle of this room here. I worked taking projectors and things like that, different classes. It was one of my classes. Cardinal City. So yeah, they've got a lot of nice murals here. This was the B wing up. This was the library. Yeah, that's it. This was the library upstairs. The D building, Mr. VTech, was in this building here. Social sciences and things like this. So this is the Bravo building. This is Delta down this way. And then that's the south parking lot. They've got that all roped off. The crews are out here on a Sunday painting. These old trees are still doing well. There used to be a lot of lockers over here. I had a locker over here. You can still see the pads where the lockers used to be. And I want to say my locker was right here. Right about here. And April Ullery had a locker next to me. And she was born on April 25th. So I used to call her April 25th. But yeah, this is where my locker was. And then this is the B building here. There was a lot of classes in this building as well. And then you go down to that building, and VTech was down here on this side. Actually, he taught social sciences and I think math too. And when I came out of the Navy, I came back and found him and apologized to him because I was the kid that sat in the back of the class and said, I don't need to know about algebra. I'm never going to build a bridge. And when I was in the Navy on a submarine, they put in an elevator. That's what this is. They put in an elevator. Everything's more ADA accessible. Anyway, getting back to my story, I had a chance to go into a program called Boost, Broad Opportunity for Officer Selection and Training. And I scored high on everything except mathematics. There was an algebra part, and I had no idea what I was doing. Here's my lovely wife sitting here. And this is the front of the school. The admin building is here to screen left. East Street back this way. And you can see they've done a really good job of once a cardinal, always a cardinal. This way, and then you got the cul-de-sac over this way, and this is where the public comes into the school. All right, let's go over and take a look at the cafeteria. All right, here's the Performing Arts building. We'll be going in there in a minute, but it looks like everything's kind of going in this way. And I'll stop this. Here we have Dexter Thomas and Steve Walker and my lovely bride.